Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of my flippin' free time. So, I have been spring cleaning, and I have been rearranging, and I redid my craft room, which is actually the master closet and the master bedroom of our house. But the table that I had used to run along this wall, and it was a 5-foot table, and it kind of went up underneath the shelves, and I didn't like that. So I went to Walmart and I got a smaller 4-foot table to run this way, and so I like it a lot better. I had more room. I got me an office chair at Goodwill for like $10, and before I couldn't get a chair in here except for like a folding chair, and it wasn't very comfortable, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time in here. But now I have this big comfy chair. If I put a mini fridge in here, I may never leave this room. The bathroom is just right around behind this because this is the master suite, so I don't know, if I got me a mini fridge, I just might never leave. But when I was cleaning and rearranging, I found some things. And the things that I found are some projects that have been hanging around here for literally years. One project in particular, well, there's 2 projects that I have that are over 10 years old. One, I don't know where it is. It is a pair of socks that I started to knit when I was married to my ex-husband like 15 years ago. I took a sock knitting class at a local yarn store that's no longer open. And him and I broke up right after the class ended. And so then I started knitting them for Big D. But in all of our moves and shuffles, and I don't know where they went, but they were a pair of 2 at a time toe-up socks. And that was the first pair of socks I ever started to knit. And so maybe one day I'll find them when we get all done unpacking everything from our storage units, because I have no clue where they're at. And so, but that's my oldest project, my oldest WIP. The next oldest WIP I have, and I'll try to put a picture of it up, is a baby blanket that I actually started it when I was pregnant with Molly, and she's 12. And because if you don't know, Molly was the first girl born in Big D's family in 65 or 67 years. His aunt was the last girl born previous to that because, quote, his last name only has boys. His older brother had a boy. He had 2 boys. His younger brother had a boy. They just don't have girls. And so as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I started knitting this blanket in the assumption that we were having a boy. Well, God has a funny way of, humbling you and going, wait a minute, this is my plan, not your plan. And so Molly was the first granddaughter born in Dustin's family in 65 or 67 years, I can't remember. And she was born 2 years before his aunt's birthday. His aunt passed away, but her birthday is like the 7th of June and Molly's is the 5th. And so it was a very long time. So Molly's very spoiled, but that's another story. So I started knitting this baby blanket because I thought we were having a boy, but it was a girl. And so I've slowly been knitting on it over the years. It's not done. It's about a third of the way done, and if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it up here. But it's just, yeah. So then the next oldest project I have is about 3 years old, and I've mentioned it on this channel several times. It is my heirloom Afghan crochet along that was started by Country Mama's Musings. So yeah, this is the third oldest project that I know where is at or that I can remember. And I have all of my squares down. I think there are 62 or 3 squares, and I have done 44. I've started 45 somewhere. But, so there's all the squares for that. And it is a pattern by Leisure Arts. It was a book. The pattern was by Darla Sims, and I'll put a picture of it up here. You can buy the digital version of this. And and then I'm using a Premier worsted weight basic yarn, and the colors that I used for mine are Fern, Leaf, and Butterscotch, and a size H hook. And so those are the crochet projects that I have found that have just been living in oblivion in the somewhere long lost. And then last episode I talked about my crochet socks that I had found, and I still haven't gotten any further on it, but I tried it on and it does not fit me. So originally I was just going to put another rib down here and wear these as flip-flop socks, but when I tried these on, it does not, it does fit, but it's like all stretched out and holy, and I don't like that. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and crochet a toe on these and give these to Cody. And so I will end up finishing these eventually. Maybe. So, and I said on the last episode, this yarn, you cannot buy it anymore. It was a Patton's stretch sock yarn, and I got it at Michael's. And I bought it probably, well, I bought it when I was married to my ex-husband. So, and me and Big D have been together 14 years. So that tells you how old that yarn is. Actually, I know exactly when I bought it. We had went to Springfield when my ex-husband's uncle passed away. And while we were waiting, he had had a surgery and then passed away unexpectedly. We had went to Michael's while he was in surgery, and I bought that then to keep me busy to start crocheting on something. And I also bought, there's that sock pattern came out of a pattern book that I bought there that day as well, and I have a picture of that I'll put up here. And so it's called, that sock pattern is called, let's see, I'm thinking, oh, Crew Socks for Boys. And it was in this pattern book of socks for the family. And I had that book around here somewhere. I just couldn't find it, but I did find a picture of it that I showed you. And then the next thing kind of brings us into my more current whips, which the next longest thing I've been working on is this Musser Burr hat by Isolde Teague. And this yarn is from Hobby Lobby. It is a Barn Bee Bambootiful in the color iron, and it is a 3-weight, which is like a sport weight. And I'm using size 6 knit picks, circular knit needles, and then my little American flag stitch stoppers or needle stoppers are from 3 by the Sea. I got those last summer. And so the next thing I've been working on is Big D's Ripple Blanket, and I'm using this Premier Puzzle yarn. This one is the color Crossword, and this is the color Labyrinth or Maze. And so I haven't really worked on it a whole lot, but this is kind of what it's looking like. It's really long. It's just going to be like a throw. So when he's sitting in his chair out in the living room, for some reason our living room is the coldest room in this house. And maybe it's because it's a big open floor plan. I don't know. But it gets so cold in that living room. But so this is what a piece of it looks like. And I'm still working. I still have my Ripple corner, or my corner to corner purple blanket. This is a Lions brand mandala, not mandala, ombre. I always want to say mandala. Ombre yarn. I got this yarn at the Walmart. And this color is called Chai. But it's just a corner to corner. I'll just keep going until I get to the point where I want, and then I'll start decreasing. And I have several skeins of this. Super cute. And so that's everything that I have my notes down here so I don't forget, because I'm getting old and forgetful. Those are the projects that I've been working on, crochet wise. Knit wise, I am still working on my second Fall Bluff sweater. I'm not much further on it than I was the last time I showed it to you. But here it is. And I've been working on that. I'm still working on my toe up, Brenda's basic toe up socks. And I'll leave the link for all these patterns and the Etsy shops where you can buy the patterns if you want down below in the description. But here's my toe up socks. There's, I don't know if you can see, here's the front. It's just an easy 3x1 rib. That's the beginning of my round. So, and then the other side is just plain knit. So there they are. They're getting there. This one is ready for the heel, and this one is a few rows from there. Probably 10 rows from being ready for a heel. So I've been slowly working on those. The kids are on spring break this week, and you would think I would have a ton of time to work on stuff since I don't have to be running people back and forth to school and things, but I have not. We have just been laying around watching movies. We deep cleaned the house, and that's about all we've gotten done so far. Today's Thursday, so of spring break, and so we've just been kind of lazy, honestly. It's been nice. The other thing I've been working on is I'm still working on my Sweetheart socks, and this is a pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay Litton. I really haven't got much further on them either, and I showed these last episode and put a picture up of what the finished product looks like, and I'll do that again here. But I'm still working on those, and that's all the old stuff I've been working on. I have started 2 new projects, and you're like you really needed more projects. But our church is getting a new pastor in May. Right now he's at seminary, and him and his wife are expecting a baby, and so I've started a baby set for them. Their baby's not due till June or July, but they're having a little girl, and so I have started a baby blanket for them, and this is a V-stitch blanket, and it is also a corner-to-corner style blanket where you start and you just increase, and then you decrease, but it's this V-stitch. And so this is a little V-stitch. It's really cute. I really like the way that, I really like the pattern, the way it looks. So it kind of looks like little stars when you turn it the way that the blanket's going to be. But I really like that. And I've started a little dress, and that pattern is just my own pattern. I'm kind of making up and going along as I go. But I am making this little dress, and I've started it. I've got the yoke in the front done, and I've started on the skirt. I'm just like 1 round into the skirt. And so this is a pattern that I've seen on YouTube, and it's called the Yellow Dress Pattern from Cutie Baby Outfits by Belle. And here, I'll show you what the finished product is going to look like. I keep all my patterns in this cool Lisa Frank thing that I found at the Goodwill. My kids were like, Mom. And I was like, no, if you're a 90s girl, if you know, you know. Lisa Frank, she was where it was at. But yeah, it's got all the little things. It embarrasses the heck out of my kids, and I love it. So this is what this is the pattern name, Yellow Baby Dress, and that's what it'll look like when it's finished, except for mine will be pink and white. And so this is her website, and I'll put it down in the description as well. It is a free pattern if you follow the YouTube video, but I need a written pattern, so I purchased the written pattern off Etsy, and I'll leave that link down there. But that's really all the projects that I've been working on. That's a lot of projects, I know. Thank goodness I have my book that I keep everything wrote down in, or I would never be able to keep everything straight. But, oh, the yarn. The yarn for the baby blanket is I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and it is in the color Spun Sugar Stripe. I should have said that earlier. And then the yarn I'm using for the baby dress is this Kobo by Lions brand. And this is pale pink, and the other color is white. And then I'm using a size H hook on the blanket and a G hook on the dress, because this is a worsted 4-weight, and the Kobo is a 3-weight. Maybe, I think it's 3-weight, maybe a 2. No, it's a 3. It's a light 3. So, last project I have that I've started working on, and I forgot about this one. I actually started it a while back, but it is another sock set, and I think these are just going to be plain vanilla socks. I started the cuff of the first one, barely, and that is looking like it's very blue, but it's a very teal color. And this is a sock set by 3 by the Sea, and it's called Salty Air and Mermaid Hair. And man, that's showing it as a very blue, and it's very like aqua green. And then here is the main set. So I'm just going to do the probably the cuff and the heel in this, and then I'll do the toe in this color as well, because I have enough of this to do probably the cuff and the heel. I don't know if I have enough to do the toe. I lost part of the skein. It was a victim to a cat, and so I don't know if I have enough to do the toe and the cuff and the heel, because I don't know when I get the mini skein. When I get one of these mini skeins, they are like this, and so I divide it in half. Like I'll spin half of it into 2 separate balls, and so this is what it should look like. And this one had a knot, so I divided it, so this is what I have left. So I don't think I have enough to do the toes if I do the cuff and the heel. So something else I've started doing besides writing down all my projects in my little book is I like to keep the tag. And I just wrote down on this one, I just looked up all the information, and I told you these were going to be probably just plain 9-inch plain vanilla socks. I cannot talk anymore. But once I counted my starting stitches, I realized, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the Serene sock pattern. It's a pattern by 3 by the Sea in this yarn, because I only have 60 stitches cast on, and I looked and it's a size 0 needle, so I write that on the label, and then I put the label in the bag, so if I don't knit on these for 6 months when I come back, I can, or if I take the needle out for some reason or it gets lost, I can be like, oh yeah, okay, it was a size 0 needle, I cast on 60 stitches, and that'll come in handy when I go cast on the second sock, and then the pattern up here, so even when the socks are done, I will know what pattern I knit with these socks, so if I go looking for them in the future. But yeah, so I'm going to do the Serene sock pattern, and I'll put a picture of that up here. But just a handy tip. And then I'll take a picture of this, so that way if I lose the label, I have a picture of it somewhere. So, yeah. And all of my socks I'm knitting on a 9-inch ChowGoo, probably a size 0 for these socks, and for the my toe-up socks are a 0, and then my Sweetheart socks are a size 1 needle. But I love these ChowGoo red lace 9-inch circulars. It makes it so much easier. Some people find them fiddly, but I've knitted socks when I started out on DPNs or double pointed needles, and those are fidgety for me, especially in between the needles. It kind of stretches it out, and this, you really don't have that. And a lot of people will switch to DPNs when they do their heel. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I just put another set of these on and just do the rows back and forth on another set of 9-inch circulars. But yeah, I hate that that's blowing that out, because it's a lot more of a aqua than a teal. That is not what the color you're seeing is not the color of this yarn. I'll try to take a picture and see if it shows up better, and if it is, I'll insert that here. But that's all I've been making. I have been buying a few things here and there. I have some yarn to show you that I've bought. And then I have some really cute little gadgets I got from 3 by the Sea. They just had a spring or Easter launch, and I got some really cute things. And a few of these things I got, and they're Sorry, got interrupted by a kiddo. I got some needle stoppers and a stitch marker, and this is just the cutest. Look at this bunny. I got this little bunny. He's adorable. And then I got these stitch stoppers. They say Jesus on them. Some peeps. Some little bunnies. And then I got these earlier when they did their last launch before this one. And then I got another set. They had these in blue, and they had some little garden like water pots. Flower water pots. And I'll put a picture of that up here. But I absolutely love these little tulips, because tulips are my favorite spring flower. Sunflowers are my favorite fall flower. And so let's get to the yarn. More of 3 by the Sea. When they had their launch, they had what they called salty skeins, which are skeins that they've dyed up that may not be, they're more like one of a kind. But this is the Fireside colorway, and ever since I seen Kay at the Crazy Sock Lady ended up a pair of socks in these, I wanted this colorway so bad. And so when they had some, I snagged this one. This is a DK weight. So I normally get a sock weight, but this, they had a DK weight, so I snagged it, and I'm not sure what I'll make with this. Probably socks. It'll probably be socks. The other thing I got from 3 by the Sea was this gold colorway, and this was actually in their Christmas launch, but I bought this because I had got this colorway by Stitchin with Yard called Good Luck, and this is gold, and I'm going to put these together to make some St. Patrick's Day socks next year. I think they go really well together, and this kind of has some yellow flaking in it, if you can see here and there. Oh, there's a piece. So I think that that'll match really well and be really cute together. And so, yeah, this is Good Luck by Stitchin with Yarn. And then I've also got, I ordered some Easter yarn. This is Where's My Peeps At? Super cute. Also a sock weight. And this one is just called Easter. Here, let me move this out of the way. This is just called Easter. Again, by Stitchin with Yarn. So pretty. And I have some other sock yarns up here. Like, you know, like I need more sock yarn. That's all sock yarn. This is all sock yarn right here. Sock sets. This whole tote. Oh, you can't see. This, where is it? This has got sock yarn. This is the set. These are the sets I showed you last time. There's a little ball in there. And then I have, this whole box is my Christmas yarns, my Christmas sock yarn. So I probably should stop ordering sock yarn, but I'm not gonna. And then I ordered this. This is from Long Dog Yarns. That's hard to say. And this is from their heirloom garden themed collection, and it's called Green Giant. It's supposed to be like a green tomato. And this yarn is so soft. I mean, these others are pretty soft too, but this is just like, this is extra fine superwash merino. And I love it. I can't wait to use that. So, yeah, I mean, all the springy things. And so, yeah, that's basically what Dawn's been up to. I don't know if the video will come out before this one or after this one, but we have finally started to get animals here at our new farmstead. We've started some structure building. I'm pretty sure it'll be the video before this one, where you will have seen the goat pen we built out of pallets. And yeah, hopefully we can get our chicken house built next and get our chickens and ducks and rabbits over here from the farm. It's been a long, slow process, and every time we make some progress, it rains, or it snows, or it's freezing cold. The weather has not cooperated this year at all. And so I was really hoping that last weekend we'd get more done, but of course this weekend it's going to rain again. And so, yeah, Mother Nature would just cooperate for like a month. I could get so much done outside. But yeah, that's really all that's been going on with us. Kids are out of school, driving me nuts, eating me at house and home. I love them. And I'm thankful for the time I get to spend with them. But sometimes I'm like, ooh, y'all acting like your daddies. Because I know you didn't get none of those behaviors from your mama. But anyway, that's all I really have for you. And my glasses are really putting a glare off. That's all I really have for y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next episode.